I'm Chelsea.
And I'm Lauren.
And we are
The Financial Diet.
And today we're going to be talking about what to do with a little bit of extra leftover money that you might have at the end of making your budget. Now, for ease and clarity, we are going to be using $100 as an example, but it could be more or less. And also keep in mind that if you wanted to add this money to your budget, you could look at it as the money that you get from one extra side job a month.
So for some of you, the thought of having, leftover discretionary income at the end of the month can seem insane because it's like all too easy to run into Sephora or a CVS and kind of just like spend $50 in the blink of an eye. I mean, I'm so guilty of that. So we're going to be providing you guys with some smart solutions for how to spend that discretionary income better.
Now, ideally, we would recommend that this money go one of three places, and that's savings, retirement funding, or personal goals.
So however you're spending, make sure that you're spending with intention. I mean, even if it's spending on a long-awaited trip that you've saved up for, make sure that you're writing everything down, cutting corners where you can, and really kind of directing where your money is going to save it the right way.
Now, with this imaginary $100 at the end of the month, one of the first options of what to do with it is to invest it. Now, if you're looking to invest this money, of course, it's always important to consider things like the different fees, your investment goals, your risk tolerance, what you hope to accomplish with that specific money. But if you've never invested before, one of the easiest places to get started is purchasing stocks in companies. And if you already have active investments, obviously you can decide where you'd like to allocate this money, of course, given those same criteria of the fees, the risks, the goals, etc. Now, if you're only working with a small amount of money every month, it might be good to consider brokerage accounts that offer ETFs, which are commission-free. Now, ETFs are exchange-traded funds, which we discussed in our previous investment video, and we will link to that in the description, allow you to dollar cost average, which means buying a fixed amount of a particular investment on a regular schedule, regardless of the share price. And it's, of course, always an option to consult with a financial advisor, particularly if this is your first time investing. So check out companies like Fidelity, Schwab, etc. But keep in mind that on top of their fees, they may require that you have a minimum amount in your account in order to invest. But at the very least, they will offer a lot of educational stuff for free online, and you can always go in for an initial consultation.
So the second way that you can spend your discretionary income at the end of the month is to pay down lingering credit card debt. You want to focus on the credit card debt that has the highest interest payments. This can even apply to student loan debt and paying off debt with the highest interest rate. You can make a higher monthly payment on a student loan, and if you do this for long enough, you can actually reduce the amount of the repayment period.
There's no rule that says that you have to pay the same amount every month. If you find yourself with a little extra money, do yourself a favor and throw it toward those student loans.
So for example, if you had a debt of $20,000 that had a 5% interest rate and you just overpaid $50 extra a month on it, you'd reduce that repayment period from 10 years to 7 years and 8 months. That's more than 2 whole years shaved off, and you'd save about $1,336 in interest.
So the third great way to use this extra money is to top up your emergency fund. Now, of course, we should specify that all of these other suggestions we're giving are operating under the impression that you already have your emergency fund, because you definitely should. But if we're all being honest, there are lots of reasons to kind of go into your emergency fund every so often and spend on things that you probably shouldn't be. So if you ever find yourself with, a little bit of a gap in what you should be having, go ahead and top that up. It's more important than pretty much anything else in your financial life that you always have that emergency fund at the number it needs to be.
So the fourth great way to spend that extra $100 at the end of the month would be for upgrades, repairs, and maintenance for your home. So upgrades really make sense when you own your home because you're increasing the value of it. And repairs and maintenance apply in both cases, whether you're renting or you're buying.
Now, obviously, there are going to be certain things when you're renting in terms of like maintenance and repairs that fall under the domain of your landlord. But there are also lots of things you can do while renting that will improve your quality of life and also possibly save you money. For example, if you kind of take the time to go through and replace your light bulbs with more energy efficient ones, you can kind of rearrange your furniture to make the most use of natural light as well as airflow. And you can even make small upgrades to increase how much heat you can retain and how cool you can keep it in the summer, so that you're just not wasting money that you could otherwise be saving while renting. Now, a fifth thing that you can do with that extra $100 a month is to reinvest that in your career. Now, that means you can take that money and invest in things like workshops or tutoring or even going back to school for a class or even an entire degree. There's pretty much a whole spectrum of things that you can do to really increase your current skill set and gain new skills. For example, the TFD team from time to time will invest in things like, online courses about grammar or workshops or software just to kind of brush up on our skills.
Yeah, I just recently actually bought a food photography course for bloggers hours on Skillshare. So that's, a great investment for the work I do at TFD.
And I actually have a friend who recently signed up for a local course at her community college to kind of give herself a crash in Spanish, because she knows that at her particular job, people who speak both English and Spanish tend to have way better salaries and get promoted much, much quicker. Now, the sixth thing that you could do with a little extra money every month is give it away, but in a smart way. And that includes everything from things like Patreon or Kickstarter to ideas and projects and work that you might like, or microloans, which you can find throughout the world, or even just pure charities. And we at TFD kind of do a mix of all three, and each are really beneficial and bring a lot to us for their own reasons.
So some examples of charities that are relevant for us would be, the Bowery Mission in New York City, Planned Parenthood, local charities for education in the area, anything like that. It's just really worth your dollars, and they can put them to work in a way that's smart and really does good for the community.
And if it comes to any kind of online project or content that you really enjoy, it's worth it to check out and see if the creators have a way that you can sponsor them so you can give a little back for the thing that you enjoy every day. We say giving money away, but that's really a joke. I mean, you're donating it, but you're getting something back that's huge in return, and that's a huge boost in quality of life. And plus the feeling that you're really having a tangible impact, which is something that you don't always get to feel every day. So no matter how you choose to use that extra $100 at the end of the month, just make sure that it's something smart, intentional, and thoughtful, and not hemorrhaging it on Q-tips and nail polish, which is what we often do. Although you need Q-tips, that's a bad
You do
example.
need Q-tips. You need to clean your ears. Like soap. Come on, body wash.
Are you still spending money on shampoo? It's 2016.
So as always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and go to thefinancialdiet.com for more.
Bye.